And welcome to Get Out and See Manatee, the podcast that lets you know of all the great things going on in the county so you too can get out and see Manatee. It's brought to you by the Board of County Commissioners. I'm Casey Zempel, Manatee County Communications Division Manager, and with me is Recreation Division Manager for Manatee County Sports and Leisure Services, Allison Minardi. Allison, welcome to the podcast and happy Parks and Rec Month.
Well, thank you so much, Casey. Thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and there's actually a really big celebration coming up on Friday, not only to celebrate Parks and Rec Month, but kind of the main hub, the main epicenter of all of our activities in sports and leisure. Where it all started, GT Bray. What can you tell us about that?
It's coming up on July 26th. It's going to be from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. And it's just going to be, honoring GT Bray and all of the impact it's had on this community. It's been open for 36 years now.
Wow.
And it's kind of cool to see how some things have remained the same since then and how some things have developed and grown to meet the service level needs. But it's also become the model for recreation in our community. And in sports and leisure, we're just trying to do our best to take that model and just kind of sprinkle the best of Bray as far and wide as we can so that everybody across the county can experience what GT Bray offers wherever they live.
And I like that, the best of Bray. What are some things that you guys have identified as the best of Bray that you plan on expanding to other parts of the county?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And everybody has a different sense of what the best of Bray is because that's what I love about sports and leisure, by the way. Leisure is defined by you, whatever it is that makes you happy. So everyone has a different answer to that. But we are definitely working on a lot of projects across the county to bring different amenities to whatever area you live in. So, for example, GT Bray has one of the most notable pickleball facilities, noted as one of the best in Florida by Pickleball Magazine, by the way. And we're going to basically take that Walton Center and we're going to pick it up and we're going to plop it over in Lakewood Ranch, right on State Road 70 in Lorain. It's in the works. We're getting real close to getting towards that final completion stage where we can actually say, it's coming, the groundbreaking is coming. But it's going to have 24 pickleball courts, which is actually bigger than we have at the Walton Center at Bray. 14 of them will be covered under a shade structure, huge pavilion with fans, lights, and then we'll also have 10 uncovered. And then we're going to also take the aquatics facility that we have at Bray, that Olympic-sized pool, and put it right adjacent to that racket center out on Lorain, and be able to host, swim meets it'd be a really cool addition for the school board. They really do need more access to pools for their teams. So it could be for swim practices, it could be swim meets, districts, states, and even something bigger than that. But then in addition, we'll have a smaller pool where we can offer group fitness classes or swim lessons or just free play. So it'll be a really cool facility when it opens up. It'll be really well received. People are really excited about it.
And you mentioned access for like local teams and stuff like that. Can you speak on that a little bit more? Because it's not just like our aquatics facilities. That transcends to everything, right? Our baseball fields, our football fields. Can you speak to some of the different teams that maybe practice and call a Manatee County park home?
Oh, so many. So we have schools that call our parks home for sure. Manatee High School uses GT Bray. We've got, obviously, Lakewood Ranch High School over at Lake Ranch Park. Palmetto uses Blackstone. But then we have, additionally, 22 other affiliated leagues that kind of have made different parks their home throughout the county. And then we have travel tournaments that come into our really robust sports complexes so they can make this a travel destination and just really get some really good play. We had over 60,000 hours of scheduled play time between the 7 different parks that we host events at like that. So that's a lot of hours of play. We have roughly between our affiliated leagues and between the leagues that we actually host, kind of like youth basketball or adult kickball, nearly 500,000 registrations between all of that have been using our facilities, whether it's indoor or outdoor. So we really touch a lot of the population here. It's a fulfilling, rewarding part of what we do at Sports and Leisure.
Yeah, and those teams are represented now visually at a lot of our different parks. I know you had mentioned putting up banners for these individual sports teams that utilize our facilities.
Yeah, so one of the things that we've been working on this year is kind of making the user experience at the parks a little bit easier. They're big. They have a lot going on. So we started with the pole signs just to identify the fields. Numbers like soccer field 1 over in the distance, or if you know that you're playing at baseball field 1 at Lakewood Ranch, you know where that is upon walking in to the complex. But in tandem with that, we invited the leagues that kind of call our fields their home to design their own banners, and they hang up as well as just noting that these are our partners, and we wouldn't have all this without you. So we respect and really appreciate their partnership with us.
Yeah, and we obviously appreciate their involvement, but we're really only able to accommodate that sort of a demand because of an awesome team that you guys have over at Sports and Leisure.
Sure, I can't speak enough about that. We have a small team.
Yeah.
And we have a really small team. And just in terms of the athletics division, there are really 3 key people that work on that, led by Marcus. And it's a puzzle that they have to put together between our affiliated leagues, our school partners, and then travel teams that want to use us as a destination over a period of time. We get, we just had the FGCL tournaments here right at Lakewood Ranch. It would spanned over 2 weeks of them using our fields. So, just putting all of these moving parts together, they do an incredible job and keep up a lot of relationships, manage a lot in with a very small, lean team that just gets involved in the day-to-day. It's outstanding. Yeah,
small but mighty. And then in addition to that, you have all the groundskeepers and individuals maintaining the high level of quality fields that we're able to offer.
We work in tandem. We have 2 kind of teams that work on that. So we work in tandem with property management, for sure. The parks operations team that does a great job of, maintaining the fields, keeping the maintaining the sod, the mowing, and refilling clay where needed. But then we also have kind of a new initiative that we just started 2 years ago, park attendants. So arguably, definitely, not even arguably, the busiest times at the parks are after hours. It's after school, after work, and on the weekends. And that's when the park attendants are on staff. And they're just there to make sure everything's going smoothly. So the facilities are open, that they have everything they need. The lights are working. And if there's an issue with anything, they can troubleshoot or escalate to someone who can. But, having them present has been really, really well received by especially our league partners who know that they have someone they can count on if something needs to be addressed.
And HR would hate me if I didn't mention it. If you want to be a park attendant, mymanatee.org/jobs. Go there, fill out an application. We're always looking for park attendants to do exactly what you just described.
Sure.
So tell me a little bit about Tom Bennett. So for me, that's kind of like my hometown park, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's right down the road from where I live. A lot of really exciting things have happened specifically at Tom Bennett. You talk about taking the best of Bray and putting it different places. Something unique to Tom Bennett is got to be that ADA accessible park that the Kiwanis Club was involved in. Mm-hmm. We collaborated with them. Can you tell us a little bit about that and maybe some other great things going on at Bennett?
Yeah, so Tom Bennett is actually my favorite park. It's a passive park, which means that we don't actually have any programming that happens there or necessarily staff there on the regular, but it's the definition of leisure. You can do whatever you want at Tom Bennett, and it's there for you, and more is coming, actually. So we did work, we had a great relationship and partnership with Kiwanis. They made a very generous donation of that playground that you now see standing. It's 100% ADA compliant, which just means that there is something for everybody of every level, of every ability, every age to participate on this structure, whether you're someone who's on crutches, somebody who's wheelchair bound, or maybe you just have some vision challenges or sensory issues. There is something for you at this playground. Almost every amenity can be utilized. It's really exciting. It's a beautiful construction, really popular, but it meets the needs of that destination playground that we were really wanting, along with that added benefit of just, wow, anybody can use it. And it's been really rewarding to be part of that one opening. Coming soon to that, though, on the flip side of that pavilion will be a splash pad.
Yeah,
so
really
imagine,
excited about that. Yeah.
All day long, parents, here you go, play. Mm-hmm. and cool off.
Right. And not only that, but we're collaborating with Natural Resources. They've recently stocked the pond just north of the ADA accessible playground with a ton of catfish. So there's fishing opportunities. I mean, all within like 100 yards of each other are going to be these three great amenities.
And it was, I think, I don't want to misspeak that it was our first, but it was one of our first sand volleyball court locations as well. But it also has a lot of walking trails. I take my dogs there a lot. Love walking my dogs. And beautiful asphalt trails. And if you are someone who likes to walk and then kind of get a little bit of a workout as well, we have fitness stations along that walking path for you to kind of find your workout as you go along. So there's just kind of something for everyone. We just added the cornhole.
Yeah, David Shermer just sent me pictures. They've got the logo on them and everything.
Yeah, they look great. They look great.
Awesome.
And another kind of like probably not as well-known facility at Tom Bennett is there's an adult playground, and it's a fitness playground. So right next to the kids playground is where you can just do a workout. There's a place to pull-ups, push-ups, there's step-ups. It's a complete apparatus for workouts. So it's kind of a cool little piece there too, under a shade structure, thankfully.
Tom Bennett, far and away one of my favorite parks. We're also doing great things. If you've passed by it on 70, you've seen quite a bit of construction in progress on the John Marble facility.
Yeah, so that's another let's bring the best of Bray out east. So we have a gymnasium where we host our camps right now at Bray, and we also use it to host our youth basketball. We are bringing double the size, a double gymnasium, over to John Marble, along with our fitness center, a more modest one than one at Bray, but definitely still can get a complete, amazing workout. And we're going to offer a group fitness schedule there as well. And then they're refurbishing the pool. So bringing all of those facilities over to John Marble. And it's going to be a place where we can host so many different leagues of different sports, which is kind of cool. So we'll have the youth basketball like we do. It's kind of like our big thing is the youth basketball programming that we put out. But we can host pickleball. A whole lot of courts can happen in a double gymnasium. We can line it so that we can have volleyball in there. And a whole bunch of variety of different opportunities will exist in there. It's going to be a really busy location. It's going to be also a safe location for kids in that District 2, to come after school, and take partake in the rec center. And it's just going to be a really cool addition to that area.
Historically, that's what Marble has been, kind of an after-school type of destination for kids. We're so happy that tradition is going to continue on with this new facility. Headed east and north of the river, Parish Community Park, that community is so excited about the progress that's being made. I've seen updated pictures. If you follow us on social media at Manatee Gov, you've probably seen them too. What's going on out in Parish, and where are we at?
All right, so going back to my best of Bray here, one of the things Bray is known for is community. Having those big events. We've had signature events almost since the opening, between the Goblin Gathering, a night before Christmas, family fun nights, back to school bashes and stuff like that. So we are taking kind of like the amphitheater and the community connectedness aspect of Bray and putting that over in Parish. I drove by it yesterday, and I was just floored by the size of this amphitheater. It is going to be amazing. It's the big shade structure, and the amphitheater is going to be underneath it. So, we can host so many different community events there. Thinking, music series, food truck rallies, winterland markets, anything. The sky's really going to be the limit, but bringing that sense of community to that new flourishing community is going to be super cool. There will be another amazing splash pad and playground in addition to that. So it's just really going to be another park where a lot of family fun can happen.
And I love the little things like the boardwalk and the water features that they have, kind of, maintaining the natural environment and kind of sprinkling these really amenity-rich features into a community that really needs it and wants it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking forward to that one. That one definitely, I'm hoping, by early 2025 that we'll have that ribbon cutting and see how that one looks, because it's just beautiful.
And recently launched, if you are a sucker for geocaching, if you love scavenger hunts like I do, we've got a brand new thing. This is a kind of a collaboration between not only Sports and Leisure, but also Natural Resources and the communications team, Discover Manatee.
This is really adorable. So basically, there is going to be 10 locations that have been identified, and there's a little manatee statue that kind of hidden. And you'll be able to get it on your phone and have interactive maps to kind of show you which locations have been selected to give you a starting point. And then there's these really cute little clues once you get into that park of how do you find this manatee? Yeah. And it's really cool, especially kind of launching it during Parks and Rec Month because, you know, we all kind of have our habits and we do everything kind of like robotically. Like I love to go to Tom Bennett, but have I really gone back and around the lake where people fish? No, because I don't fish. But, you know, having this initiative and kind of nestling these little manatees kind of like maybe off the beaten path and in a maybe less trafficked area to get people to really see these parks and what they really offer is a really cool idea. So, download it now and get started. Okay.
Yep. mymanatee.org/discover manatee. And get out and discover manatee. That's what I guess the theme, right? Get out and see manatee, discover manatee. Get yourself in areas that you might not have experienced before and see the full breadth of what Manatee County government offers you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and as far as Discover Manatee, special thanks to Mackenzie. You've got a very talented graphic designer, Amanda, Miss Lacey, kind of holding everything together. And then Kelly from our team, I know the GIS guru himself, Stuart, helped out a lot. And then from Development Services, this was actually David Moorhead's idea way back in the day. And we're finally, starting to implement it. But I know you guys have people on your team that you want to give a shout out to as well. Name some names. There's a lot of them.
There are, but not as many as you would think because it's a small, lean team. We get a lot done with a very lean team. But I've always given praise to the athletics division, Marcus, Paige, Alexis, the camps. We've got Amy running those. I mean, they are just the amount of passion and work and effort that they put in every single day is just mind blowing. And then we have really talented front desk staff. That's all led up by Michelle. She runs our facilities and our racket center and makes sure all the courts are maintained with her staff. But before there was 311, there was the GT Bray front desk. So, the amount of stuff that team kind of has to familiarize themselves with, or at least know who to direct them to, it's really unbelievably overwhelming. And and they do such a great job. They, someone just calls in and says, hey, would you sign me up for the Zumba class? And by the way, can you tell me a little bit more about this Discover Manatee? And they're expected to know, and they do. So it's a really great job done. And it's all starting with Michelle, who kind of just keeps them informed, And then we have the other area that I manage, it would be the fitness as well. So we have Natalie spearheading that. And she does a great job. We've just recently did an expansion of our fitness center over at GT Bray. We've expanded onto the far side and, added a squat rack and made, kind of just brought it up to being more up to date. We just installed a brand new athletic rig out back, make the space, more usable. And we're going to keep enhancing as best we can. And all the things that we get done are done because we have the leadership and support of our very talented director, Molly White, who just comes to work every day with her sleeves rolled up and ready to dig in and get everything we need to do accomplished in the most efficient way possible.
And we always say, Manatee County government employees do work that matters, so you can live a life that matters. And that is manifesting itself. There was recently some good news out of Parrish in one Troy Guthrie, who started out with us and has since moved on to some much bigger things. What can you tell us about that? So,
he started out at a little league, just county league play.
Buffalo Creek.
Yeah.
As a 4-year-old or something. Yeah.
It's crazy. And, just graduated from Parrish and was already drafted to play with the Blue Jays, which is just amazing to see that happen. Really cool little side. Personal story I can share is my son just did the baseball camp at Parrish Community High School this week, as a matter of fact. And the coach that runs it brought in Troy, and the kids got to meet with him, play with him, and now we have a signed ball already.
Hang on to that one. Get it PSA graded, right?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty cool. So that was the timing of that was pretty fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, 11th round of the 2024 Major League Baseball draft, 337th pick, making him the first Parrish Community High School player selected in an MLB draft, and it started at Buffalo Creek.
That's pretty cool.
Manatee County Parks, where legends are made, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And again, I want to remind people, GT Bray's Rededication and Family Fun Night, that's coming up on Friday. 6 to 6:30 is the rededication. The fun night starts at 6:30, goes until 9. We've got a band. We're going to have bounce houses, the whole 9 yards. Our events team is great, and we always thank them for putting on such great events for our community. So we hope to see you out there.
Yeah, that is super fun night. If you're a pickleball lover, we have pickleball programming happening all night. So just as a note, we normally close at 7 on Fridays, but we're actually staying open till 9, everything, the pool, the gym, pickleball, tennis. So everything will be accessible, along with some activities, like we have the inflatable water slides, which everybody loves. We got face painting. We're going to have a little mini Olympics for the kids. It's the first night of the Olympics. So if they want to get involved with our 40-ish, I call it, yard dash, or a shot put or anything like that, there's just going to be opportunities for some fun stuff going on. And there will be backpacks given away.
That's right.
Right, while they last. So you want to definitely come early and get one of those. But food trucks, too. I mean, it's going to just be a really fun night. Looking forward to it.
You look hungry. Keep yourself from getting hangry. Come on out. Get something to eat. And take in not only a great family fun night, but a little retrospective of where GT Bray was when it started and what it's become now. Definitely check out the historical video that we've got on our social media platforms. Mm-hmm. We had an opportunity to work together on that. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stu and Jonathan for putting that video together. And we look forward to seeing you. So on behalf of all the employees doing work that matters every day, and Allison Minardi, I'm Casey Zempel, Communications Division Manager for Manatee County, encouraging you to get out and see Manatee.